Welcome to Monday Night TPK. Hey, welcome back. This is Monday Night TPK. My name is Kyle, and I will be your DM for this Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition Real Play podcast. Around me at the table are 4 utterly exhausted and, morally bankrupt individuals.
Thank you for explaining my life right now.
Hey, no problem.
It's not a lie. It's not a lie.
I have morals.
Oh, Sam,
Thanks.
you're in the wrong place.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, bye.
So Dana, what's new?
Nothing. I don't think.
Cool. Sam,
What's up?
how you doing?
I'm pretty good. I will agree with the exhausted part, but pretty good.
Yeah. Happy Monday.
Woo!
It's been a Monday.
Matt, it's been a very long time since I've spoken to you. It's been a whole week. It's crazy.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
I'm not doing too bad. You know what? Now that you asked me that question, I got a little bit of a headache
Oh.
that I hadn't noticed.
Just a little bit of one. I didn't notice it until I got up from my seat a little bit ago.
Hmm.
And then, but it's not bad when I'm sitting down. I'm fine. But if I stand up, it's a good thing I'll be sitting down for an hour.
Right.
Yeah, standing up makes your head hurt.
Yes.
That's healthy. That's fine. Ryan,
Hello.
what's new with you?
Nothing much. You guys mentioning headaches. I get those when I DM sometimes too. That kind of a front thing.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
right here,
Right
right
in
my
front.
temples.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe it's from overthinking too much.
I mean, it could
Oof, over anticipating the kind of crazy, horrible things you guys are going to do to each other and to me.
Dealing
Yeah.
with BS
Yeah.
spell effects.
Yeah. All magic is broken, and you guys can no longer cast spells.
I'm okay. That's fine.
Ha!
I mean, I could live without spells.
Yeah. So like half the party's not too nerfed.
Yeah.
None of you will live without spells.
Oh shit, yeah.
just letting slip that in.
Right, yeah, the last combat, Rickster was totally the one that went down.
Yeah.
So
You're welcome.
All right. So last session, Sam, not Aunt Mantha.
Thank you. I understand that you're less angry at me now.
Yeah. Definitely not throwing in the middle name.
Ooh,
Um, Since you took some amazing notes last week,
Sure.
what happened?
Okay, well, we started off with dead zombie bodies everywhere. So Brielle started to push the bodies toward the woods, and Iku helped. Brielle found a warhammer on one zombie and found one fresh zombie that did not have a triangle on its forehead. But he did have a fancy leaf motif scarf that Brielle picked up and took for herself. After that, the rest of the night passed, and we got to officially level up our abilities to level 3. Morning came, and everybody ate and packed up. Brielle pulled Gilly aside and told Gilly to talk to Rixer about no more silly things, no more jokes, or we will die. So Gilly then went over and talked to Rixer about being more serious about the mission. Montwood was checking out the mound of zombies at that time, and Brielle was busy packing up our 10 gallons of water. Then Montwood got wood
what?
to start a fire.
Oh man. So I missed that part.
Yeah, I don't recall that part either.
He totally got wood to start a fire, guys. Montwood lit the zombie bodies on fire after he made a little pile
Ryan
here.
just seems so exasperated. The joke.
Sorry. What joke? Just kidding. So then...
Don't you know joking will cause us to die?
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, it will.
My bad. So after the zombies caught fire, everyone went back into the canoes, and Iku led us on. We were back on the river with a pretty easygoing morning when Iku, Brielle, and Montwood noticed brightly colored winged humanoids in the sky, and they were checking us out.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Iku.
Especially in Montwood's wood.
Iku and Montwood waved at them. Iku said that they were friends scouting throughout the jungle and they're far from their temples, and told us that they were Era Kokra. Montwood waved them down and they swooped low and they reported a lot of undead down the river, and they said that the outsiders' camp in the House of the Crocodile had been overrun by undead, and we would know if we were near the House of the Crocodile because it is enormous and it's possibly an ancient tomb. They went on to their business and we had lunch on the river. Midday arrived and there was rustling and grunting in the tree line. We found, actually Iku informed us that someone else was having lunch too. Cannibals. They were tearing apart something and tearing apart and talking about the zombies they had just caught. Iku began to row quietly and instructed Rixer to do so as well. And we snuck by them, but Iku afterwards stated that sometimes the cannibals may have poisoned tipped spears and arrows, so we avoided a potentially dangerous situation. Evening approaches and we saw 2 canoes on the side of the riverbank. So we turned our canoes around and pulled off a quarter of a mile away. We set up camp and hid our canoes. Our canoes ended up in and around the trees to kind of disguise them a little bit better, per Rixer's suggestion. And we sent 12 to go scout out the other camp. 12 found a fire pit with only ash in it, 3 tents, 1 that was smashed, a backpack with food, which he scrounged through, and evidence people were once there. 12 came back and got some spike fruit, and Montwood shared what he saw. Brielle immediately sat down. Nobody really knew what was going on, so everybody else sat down too. Then Brielle woke after a minute and shared that she was kind of getting the lay of the land and meditating, and she picked up that there were undead and celestial within a mile. And before she sat down, I forgot to mention that Brielle made mention of the fresh zombie that she piled onto the zombie pile at the last camp. Brielle was quite kind of startled by the idea of a celestial. We thought it might be 12. It might be something else. It might be 12 of something celestial. We don't know. But let's find out.
Cool. That is a fantastic recap. Thank you very much, Sam.
I try.
So night is falling. You guys have kind of like done some recon work on this abandoned campsite that's just up the river. What are your plans?
In the past, one time we were guarding this caravan that had a lot of precious jewelry on it, and so we didn't want to be seen, and we made sure to not use a campfire every night. I think this would be a similar situation.
That's a pretty fair idea. We have rations that don't require a campfire, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Then let's not.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
Most of us have dark vision. Half of us have dark vision?
I do not.
Half of us have dark
Half
vision.
of us, yep.
Good like cantrip.
Same. But I think that sheds a lot more light than like a dull campfire would.
It will at least, like, if it's necessary, it can be immediately, like,
Yes.
lit up.
Yes.
So,
So you guys are gonna just kind of stay put through the night? Is that your plan?
I think so.
Yeah. Brielle would suggest not wandering off.
Yeah.
Stay as far away from the edge of the woods as possible.
Should we
especially once night falls.
double up our watches?
Oh.
Should we double up our watches then? Because maybe there's more of those zombies without the blue triangles.
Not a bad idea, especially since I can't see in the dark.
Right. So we can, like, pair up.
It's not a bad idea. But we would have to take a longer watch because we're splitting.
Well, Brielle only has to sleep for 4 hours, correct?
Right.
So if she essentially did two
She
shifts,
can either do the first two or the last two.
right? And like, so like, for example, like Brielle and Gilly, and then Brielle and Iku, and then Motwood and Rixer. Does that work that way to have it split into like 3?
As
Or
you
not.
guys are talking about what you can
I
see
like
at
that
night,
setup.
Iku will tell you that she can see in the dark just fine.
Okay.
And I like that setup because we got a dark vision and a cleric.
Mm-hmm. And then the dark vision player.
Yeah, I like that idea.
And it just makes sense to always have, for the most part, to always have Brielle paired up with Gilly, so that they can communicate.
Are we doing the first half or the second half, buddy?
Depends on how you're feeling.
Second half.
Okay.
I would like to try to sleep for a little while.
I mean, it really only needs to be like 2.5 hours for each. If it's 8 hours divided by 3.
Well, it's 6 hours of sleep.
Right. Oh, okay, 6 hours. So
Yeah.
it can actually just still be 2 hours each
Mhm.
sleeping. That's assuming, I guess, that Iku's doing a watch on her own.
Do you ask her to do a watch on her own? I mean, she would say that's fine with her. She has no problem doing a watch on
Because,
herself.
I mean, she knows these woods better than we do.
Okay.
So,
That's what turns on us. Just kidding. I know.
Steals her stuff, her boat.
no, I have
Drink
assumptions about her. And
Okay.
Kyle just kind of confirmed one of them, so
Okay.
Ooh, what did I confirm?
her dark vision.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
What is the order of your what order does stuff happen in?
You guys said you
So
wanted
I
the
believe
last?
we're taking the last half. Well, I'm taking the last half. And then Gilly will be up for the last couple hours, but
Okay.
I'll get up to make some breakfast.
So that's a good idea.
Yeah, it is.
So, would Mott would want to take the first watch or the middle watch? Because research won't care really.
Probably middle.
Okay. Well, how about you can do the first watch then?
Yeah, Iku shrugs and says that is fine with me. So you guys bunk down and go to sleep. Iku's watch passes and nothing seems to happen and wakes you guys up.
Okay.
Rixer and Mountwood.
Mhm.
Of the two of you, just Rixer has dark vision, right?
Correct.
Alright.
I do have Eyes of the Grave though, so I can do a quick little scan, see if there's any undead within 60 feet of us.
How long does that last for?
6 seconds.
Oh, okay. And how long can how often can you do
I
it?
can do it 3 more times.
Oh, okay. So yeah, maybe just like in the beginning and then.
Mm-hmm.
After a while,
You do your scan. Within 60 feet, you don't see any undead.
Then I can also shift my vision to 12 and just have him kind of wander around because he has dark vision.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Mhm.
There you
That's really good. We're gonna do it.
go. Both of you gave me perception checks.
Am I doing it or is 12 doing it?
You're doing it through 12's eyes with your own ears also,
Okay.
so throw me your own. It's your brain interpreting what he's seeing, etc., etc.
12.
8.
Oh.
I'm sorry, 12 sees something kind of like moving, like little, and it's like a beetle. It catches his attention. He's a rat, so he like noms on it.
No, don't get distracted.
But that's probably the most exciting thing you have on your watch.
Alright.
Time passes and you guys can wake up. Rixer and no, I can't get your name right. Brielle and Gilly.
Fixer.
Why don't you guys throw me perception checks?
Gosh, that is horrible.
Well, this
Am I
is there.
at
It actually worked
disadvantage?
pretty well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you are. Sorry.
Okay.
Good call.
Ooh, that's a good disadvantage roll. Yeah, well, shoot. 5.
Got a whopping 8.
You're
Oh.
just all doing horrible.
I rolled a 5 on the die.
Oh no.
The night is dark and full of terrors.
Awesome.
Brielle, like, there's several times where you're convinced something's gonna come out at you, but so you have your bow at the ready, and just like you're sitting there with your bow out, waiting, like, where is it? Where? And nothing comes.
She's on edge these first few nights.
So effectively, like, even though you're a little bit on edge, the night is relatively peaceful and quiet.
Okay.
The sun eventually rises. And as the sun rises, Iku kind of comes down from her tree loft and helps, with morning camp routines.
Rixer will get the canoes out of the trees.
Cool.
To help out.
Iku comes over and helps you with that.
I mean, Rixer doesn't need help, but okay.
She knows that.
Okay.
She knows that. She's still gonna help you.
Okay.
You guys go through your morning routines, repack the canoes. You didn't really get a whole lot of water last night because there wasn't much in the way of rain. You got a little bit of just like condensation in the morning. One of them only collects 1 gallon of water. The other one collects 3.
Question is, how much water are we consuming a day?
You know what? I have
It's in
information on
yeah, see, somewhere it says that.
that. As soon as you guys wrote that stuff down, we're keeping track of it.
I can add it to this list. Not how much we're
For
consuming a
some
day.
reason, I want to say it's a gallon a day, but I think that's not enough.
You know, I actually got it here on my chart.
I don't know where my pencil
DM
went.
screen.
Thank you for keeping.
Oh, hey, there it is.
Maybe it's on my other DM screen.
My other DM screen is a dragon.
All right. So at the end of each day, any
Thank you for laughing.
At the end of each day, any character who hasn't drank at least 2 gallons of fresh water must succeed on a DC 15 con save, or suffer 1 level of exhaustion.
Don't drink that in real
So
life.
we're...
Saving throws made with
Well, yeah, but
disadvantage
this place is hot.
Mhm.
if you're wearing medium armor, or heavy clothing.
Well, and also, like, the physical exertion
Yeah.
of traveling versus,
So we
Daily
go
activities.
through 8 gallons a day.
yeah.
Consume 8 gallons
Feed
per
me.
day.
So I have a thought.
So by the end of this day, we've only got 2 gallons left. Because we had 10 gallons.
The
Well, no,
the
well,
last day.
wait. No, we had 14 gallons. No, we wouldn't have had 14 gallons.
The buckets were empty.
Our first day, we would have consumed our water skins.
Okay, yeah.
So then we got 10 gallons from that night.
Okay.
Then
So
we
we
had
had
8.
so we drank 8. We would have refilled our water skins. Used up a total of 8. Had 2 left. What were your dice rolls?
We got 4 total.
4 total.
It didn't rain a whole lot last night.
1 gallon from one and 3 gallons from another, so we have 6 gallons now.
We only have 6 gallons, which means we do not have enough for the day.
So I have a thought.
How
Yeah.
much water can you carry? Like, what's your total?
We can carry a total of
14.
14 gallons, yep. Because we have 2 5-gallon buckets and then our water skins. But the first day we would have consumed our water skins and then refilled them in the morning with that 10 gallons.
for the number of water skins that you're counting, is that just the extra ones we bought?
Those are
Or
the
does that
extra ones we
include-
bought, which we filled those up before we left.
Right. But we all each probably had one before we set out that was filled.
Yes,
as well.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Well, we had the water skins and they were full, and then I filled the buckets in the morning
Right. No,
with
like
the water.
But our personal water skins that
Exactly.
we would have had before would have gotten drained day one.
okay.
Yeah.
Because we would have went
Yeah.
through water skin, personal water skin,
Okay.
1 gallon water
Yep.
skin,
Okay. That
and
makes
then
sense.
the day would have been done. Refill from the buckets.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yep.
wasn't sure if you had counted those ones already or not. So.
So you said we got 4 total, right?
Yes.
So that only gives us 6 gallons for this day.
But Montwood has a thought.
I have a thought.
Yes, Montwood.
It probably seems morbid, but it can't escape my attention that we have an abandoned camp quarter of a mile away. We could scavenge.
Mm.
Brielle has a
That
like
sounds like a
that's
good
true
idea.
kind of expression on her face.
That is true. It'll work for today. I'll have a backup plan for tomorrow.
We could see if there's anything else useful there.
Is it
Would-
raining today?
Oh, that's a good question. If I remember correctly, I don't think so. I think I had 2 days in a row with no rain, which is basically unheard of, but that's what my weather report. Yeah.
According to our weather reports.
Basically, sorry, my pages are sticking together. Today's weather report is hot, and you're not going to have any rain today either. But you guys don't know what the weather's going to be for the day.
Right.
yet.
But not
But when we
cloudy
wake up,
or
it's
anything.
when we wake up and it's nice.
They have tents.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. As long as they're not destroyed, 'cause I think one of them was, yeah.
Let's go.
Might be able to patch it though. Did
Yeah.
anybody take mending? Why does nobody ever take mending?
I have carpenter's tools.
I have
can
to be
fix
very
the frame.
selective with my 1, 2,
Mending is so
3,
useful.
4, 5,
Nobody
6
takes it.
6 cantrips.
Hold on.
6 cantrips and you didn't take mending? Come on.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's. Wait.
I
How
get,
do you have 6?
I get 2 more for my feet.
Yeah, he has
He
2 from his wizard spells.
Wait a second. Can I have a player's handbook, please? Hold the phone.
Did you not take enough?
4th level, we get the next one.
But that's not a bad idea though.
It seems disrespectful, but if they're gone, then
And I mean, it's our
Leaving-
survival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
leaving useful supplies
No.
to rot and decay probably isn't the best for it.
Let's go scavenge.
It's a good idea.
Really? Can't.
Do you guys plan to take your boats upstream,
A
to,
quarter of a mile?
or do you want to hike it out on foot and leave all your stuff here?
It's a
No,
quarter of a
in the
mile.
boats.
You can park next to the other boats.
We could park next to the boats, or 1 or 2 of us could just sneak over there.
Would we, depending on the condition of the boats, want to take one as extra? Put it behind one of ours?
A loop boat.
A loop boat.
It's our mule boat.
It's not a terrible idea. Especially if they have more stuff we would want to take with us.
Yeah.
It's true.
And if there's lots of stuff that we want to take, I don't really want to put that on 2 people to bring back. Let's just all go in our boats. And then we can just go down the river and we're already a quarter mile on the way.
I'm just gonna erase the G from my alignment right now.
Brielle will sign
I think it has
that.
more to do with lawful rather than good or evil.
She understands that 12 kind of searched around, but that place could also be trapped. It could be a lure. Well, we assume that maybe it was attacked by zombies, and that the man that I saw was from that camp. That could be possible, but it also could be a trap set up by those cannibals that we saw to look like that and lure us in.
Oh, that's a good point, Brielle. What if it's a trap to lure us in?
Hmm.
I mean, it is a trap.
We're rested. We're fresh. We could
if it is a trap though, if we take the boats would be closer to run to than running back to the camp.
But
That's
there's
true.
also 2 boats there that we could use.
That's
There's
true.
2 boats
We could
there
just-
that we could use.
Yeah, and we could like use them as a getaway boat.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
You guys are really paranoid.
Well, I will defer to the group's decision. That was just my thought, you know.
Brielle's background makes her think of these things. So she's lived this life.
Do you just want you and I to go? I can't carry a lot, but you know.
I can carry a lot. Like, sorry, I don't know if you're signing that or if you would be saying it out loud.
Everything pretty much Gilly says, she says out
Okay.
loud.
Billy will say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will specify if I sign.
Okay, sure.
Monty scavenges. That's his train of thought.
Yeah,
He picks
that
up
makes
stuff all the time.
That way you and I can communicate more quietly.
We could.
And then we can bring a loot boat back.
Well, I'm thinking we could take a boat a little ways up the river, dock it, tie it off, and then we're not sneaking so far through the woods.
I would rather leave the boats here so they can pack them up fully. So if we have to hightail it, we have to hightail it.
Right, that's what the other boats are for. Unless, of course, those have holes or something in them. I can run fast. She says, "You know my abilities.
Yeah,
You know I can just teleport us out of there if something happens."
okay. So we don't need a boat.
Right, but I also don't really fully want to go a quarter of the mile through the woods stealthing.
Okay. Let's take a boat.
I think at some point you guys gotta just make a decision.
Do you think you can stealth a quarter of the mile through these woods without drawing attention to anything?
Fine, let's just take a boat.
Don't get sassy.
No, you're right. Let's just take a boat.
Are they arguing?
I
That's
I
funny because Brielle's just signing and Kelly's just talking back.
EQ's
But
gonna say that yes, they're
Brielle
arguing.
gets facial expressions though.
Yeah.
So like you can kind of tell when she's being snooty or
Mhm.
if she's being aggressive.
Right. Well, and because like if I remember right, like with signing, like that's how you put tone. It's like how quickly you're signing or your facial expressions
facial
and stuff like that. So.
Aggressive, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I said when she was talking about Brixer
Mhm.
screwing up, that was her signs were very aggressive
Right,
and
yeah.
pushing them
Mhm.
at Gilly.
Did I bring up a bad subject?
I don't know.
Let's just take a boat and go.
She says we're gonna walk.
Can you guys just stay and pack up the boats, please? Because now I guess we're walking.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Do that.
Alright, EQ just does whatever you guys, the consensus is.
Oh.
Split the party for the win.
Oh, no.
FTW. Hey
TPK.
guys, give me some stealth checks as you traipse on through the woods. Ryan, not you.
I know, I want to hide anyway.
That is an 18, my friend.
That's pretty good.
10.
You guys get halfway there, and you feel like you're being stealthy. We'll have you do another stealth check for the second eighth of a mile.
One less.
15.
You cautiously and silently arrive at the edge of this campsite. Just as Mott would describe to you, you can see, just kind of at a glance, there are a total of 3 tents. One of them is completely smashed. The supports have been literally broken. The canvas is torn. The other 2 tents are they're decent size. They're 2-person tents. They're perfectly intact, at least upright. You can't. They have flaps that kind of hide the interior, so you can't really see into them very well. I mean, we're not talking like huge, like 6-foot tall tents,
Right,
but,
right.
but they do have flaps to kind of keep the weather out. You can see what appear to be, you can pretty well tell drag marks.
Drag marks?
Yeah, like
Okay.
bodies have been dragged through the dirt into the denser jungle where you kind of lose track of it. You see actually a short sword sitting like right next to the drag marks. You see a pack that's sitting kind of by the fire, between the fire and one of the tents, that's open and the contents are spilling out. You can see what looks like dry food rations that looks like some sort of critter has kind of gotten into and scattered everywhere. By the shore, you can see the 2 canoes sitting there. It looks like, yeah, that's what you see.
Okay.
Again, this is obviously just from the edge of the camp.
Sure.
Brielle's gonna make a perception to see if she notices any traps lying around.
Same.
Traps?
Yeah. Not horrible.
Oh,
It's not
I think
great.
so. 14, I think.
I only got a 10.
Yeah, 14.
Oh, that's 11 out of 17.
I wish it was 17.
with a 14, you can see in several places kind of around the outer perimeter, in one case not too far from you, not quite like super close to the ground, but probably for a medium-sized creature just below knee height, there is a thin wire connected between trees, and you can see that attached to the wire are bells.
Mm-hmm.
Brielle will hold up her hand for like a stop. Don't move, and then she will point that out.
And it's definitely not around the entire perimeter. There are large gaps.
Okay.
But in numerous places, you can see probably like 6 different places around the perimeter. You can find between trees lengths of wire and bells.
So Todd must be able to go under them.
Brielle will sign. Those could be from the campers before, or it could be set up for somebody coming into the camp.
Right.
After they killed the people that were here before.
Right. Gilly will sign back. I was thinking about animals or trespassers.
So we can't see into the one of the tents.
The 2 tents that are still standing, you cannot see to either one.
You said one previously was tattered at all. Is there any way to get a good view into it?
I mean, if you're going to get right up close to it, are you going into
I don't want to go in yet.
I mean, it's basically not flat.
Oh, okay.
Like the struts are broken, and then the
So it's laying down.
yeah, it is busted and fallen over.
But the other one is still up.
The other 2 are still standing.
Okay. All right. Brielle will sign that she only sees the bell trap. Do we want to get in and see if there's anything?
Gilly will say, "Let's go explore."
I don't have anything.
And by say, I mean sign.
Yeah, I don't have anything to tell if there's anybody in here. She's gonna slowly walk into that camp.
Okay.
Stealth in there.
Before we go, I'm gonna. Gilly's gonna touch Brielle, and as a cantrip, cast resistance. So if you have to do a saving throw, you get a D4 added to it.
So I'm gonna stealth in there. What was my bonus? 4? Yeah, so that's 17 stealth.
That's pretty good. Nothing in the jungle seems to react to your movement.
Okay. Should head for the closest tent, I guess, and
Sure.
Gilly will sneak behind.
Do it.
Oh God. 6.
Brielle, you can definitely hear Gilly right behind you.
she puts up a hand sign to stop.
But You don't really hear any sounds in the jungle change.
Gilly just stops.
Aww.
Pouts.
Brielle's gonna approach the closest tent,
Yeah.
and she'll hold one end of her bow, and then try to pull the
Flap aside.
flap aside.
Yeah,
and see what she can
absolutely.
see in there.
Stop it!
She can totally do that. There's no buddy in there. You see
No buddy or no body.
both are absent. She can see there are two bedrolls side by side, both of which are kind of like open and kind of like disheveled, like somebody came out of them quickly. There are there's a pack closed, basically an adventuring pack. It looks like kind of shoved off to one corner. You see a short bow and a quiver of arrows, kind of tucked to one side. That's all you see.
With my passive 16, because I'm just going to do a quick glance, do I see any traps set up in there?
No.
Okay. Just going to check the second tent as well.
Yep, the second tent also got two bedrolls in it. One of them is kind of like flat and nice and neat, while the other one, just like the other two, just like it's been opened very quickly. And you see, she can see again another, not like a big full adventuring pouch, like big backpack, but rather it looks like a couple smaller pouches. The kind that could be hooked to a belt or something,
Oh,
are
okay.
kind of like stashed to one side.
Utility belt pouches.
Kinda,
Okay.
yeah. There is a hand crossbow tucked kind of like up just above the head of one of the sleeping arrangements.
Has she seen any signs of blood or anything like that?
Nope.
That's odd.
Sam?
Gilly, while Brielle is doing all of this, is going to be just looking around the perimeter, making sure no movement is happening, nothing's coming up on us, all of that. Perception?
Do it.
What? Yeah, buddy.
Good one.
18, 19, 20, 21.
Nice.
You don't see or hear anything.
Okay.
You see and hear some normal jungle noises that you kind of become accustomed to.
Right.
It's not like it's totally silent.
Right.
But,
I put on bug repellent.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I don't think we
so you spend some time right now putting on your bug repellent?
Yeah.
Alright,
That
so
we
you're
didn't
busy
bring
doing
with
that.
us?
I mean,
That's right, it's probably the
quick.
canoe.
We, yeah.
oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Wow.
We did not bring that with us.
For future reference, putting on bug repellent be part of our packing up camp routine.
Yeah,
Sure.
our morning routine.
Sure.
Yeah.
As long as you guys are knocking off your usages of
Yeah, I'll
that's
have to knock those off.
Okay. So, nothing's coming.
nothing
Okay.
around.
Just waiting.
She'll turn around and she'll sign, there's nothing in here, I don't see any, there's stuff in here, but, no traps. The odd thing that I'm seeing is it looks like they were attacked, from what I can tell, but there's no blood other than the signs of a struggle. Zombies would leave bite marks in blood splatters.
Cannibals are fed up with people.
Cannibals are gonna eat people.
Gilly signs poison spears, poison darts.
But those are gonna take anybody out that's outside of camp and not startle the people inside the tents. Something happened that startled the people inside the tents.
Right now,
Their
I'm
friends on
reconstructing the
watch
scene in my
yelled
head.
for help.
Maybe.
That's
Depends on
why it's a
poison.
bedroll.
Poison could take somebody down pretty fast.
Let's get what we need and get out of here.
Agreed. We're not gonna take everything. We need water. We're gonna need food. So any like dry like trail rations, things that are still fine. Snag those up.
Are you going through the packs and stuff to see what you find? Or
Yes.
Because right now you haven't. Okay. You go through the packs. You found 2-gallon water skins in the big backpack in the one tent, but you don't find any
Pencil.
Any water in the other one. Because again, it's just kind of 2 belt pouches.
Was there? Did you say there was water in the 2-gallon ones?
One of them is full, one of them is empty.
Okay. I'll just mark down 1
And
because that won't take the other one. You don't need it.
the one, the full pack, you are going to find, let's see here. One day's worth of dried trail rations. I mean, strictly speaking, through the one big kit, you find a mess kit. You find a tinderbox. There are 7 torches, the 1 day's worth of rations, the 2 water skins, and there is a 50 feet of hempen rope strapped to the side of it.
I think I'll take that extra rope.
What's the condition of the 2 water skins?
They're both in very good condition. One of them is empty and one of them is full.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought this was a different pack.
Nope,
I
this-
apologize.
This is the same
I was
package.
going into more detail on the things that Brielle is picking through.
Brielle will pocket that. The rations, one of the skins, the one that has the water in it. She's gonna grab that 50-foot of rope because you never know when you need more rope. She'll keep checking the other packs.
So the two smaller packs?
Yeah.
Yep. One of the smaller packs, Brielle has a lot of just miscellaneous things in it. I think Brielle would probably recognize it as being like a spell pouch or a component pouch.
Oh, okay.
It's just miscellaneous. I mean, there's a burnt twig. There's, some rocks. There's some like pieces of metal. There's a smaller thing of bat droppings. There's
I'm getting it for you. I'm ready.
I mean, all kinds of miscellaneous little doodads. And then the other small pouch, actually has a thieves kit. What do you call it?
Lockpicks?
Yeah,
Mhm.
lockpicks. Thank you. In it,
Oh, just lockpicks, not a thieves kit.
it's the whole thieves kit.
Oh, okay.
Whatever that's called. The proper name for that.
I'll just write down thieves kit. I know what it means.
Yeah, because you guys already have one. You have the +1 kit.
Yeah, but you never know.
100%. Sure.
And they're small, so.
Yep.
Okay.
So then the only other thing you guys found is you found a hand crossbow and you found a quiver of arrows.
And a short sword.
And there was a short sword
Yeah,
outside.
that short sword
That's right.
outside. I think Brielle will grab up the arrows because she can lay those out so that it doesn't take up space.
So does she take the arrows out?
She'll take the quiver for now, but she's not gonna keep the quiver. She'll just keep the arrows.
At what point is she going to look at the arrows and take them out?
Probably not right now.
Not right now. Tell me
No.
what you do.
Okay. I will write that separate from my other arrows
Yeah.
then.
Just
And it's the normal 10. Was it 10 arrows?
I think it's 20 for a
20
quiver.
Is it 20?
the quiver itself looks. I mean, if you're just picking it up and grabbing it, it looks like a quiver of arrows, like a million and one you've seen before.
Okay.
But if you're taking the arrows out one by one, having it in your hands, tell them to do that.
Okay. Yeah, she'll eventually do that.
Right.
I'm gonna note that I have to tell you. When I do that. Okay. She'll ask Gilly, "Do you think we need that sword in the crossbow?"
Gilly will sign back. No. What about the tents?
Do they look fine? Will they be useful?
Yeah, I mean, they look like they are completely good condition. I mean, they are used. If you really look close, you're going to see some fraying. You're going to see some like
I'm worried
chips
about,
out of
like,
some of the wooden struts
holes and
and
stuff.
no, they look like they've been maintained.
Do we want to take the time to tear them down? With the
Sure.
two of us, it's going to take a little bit to tear down 2 tents and pack them up. Or
You think
we
we
got to
can
come
quick?
up this way. When we have 3 other bodies, we could since we know this is no longer a danger,
Yeah, good idea. Let's go back
we
now.
can pack them up fast
Yeah. Yeah.
with 3 other bodies.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll take that stuff and then we'll begin heading back.
Sure. Are you being stealthy on the way back?
Yep.
Give me your checks. For the first quarter mile, or eighth of a mile.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
That is going to be an unnatural 20.
13.
You go by and things are fine. Your next date.
Again, 1 less, so 19.
12.
You guys make it without
Scoreboard.
incident.
So they come back into camp, and Brielle's and Gilly both have stuff slung over their shoulders, and we just kind of walk over to the... Brielle will specifically hand 1 bag
Oh,
to Mountwood.
you brought me something. Thank you.
Brielle
And she'll
says that you'll like
sign,
that one.
you'll need it. You'll like it.
I'm going to assume in the time it took them to go, you guys have completely
Yeah.
packed everything up.
Yeah.
You know, what would you be? How would you be waiting?
Rixer would be, well, okay, how Rixer would suggest things. Essentially, everything's in the canoes, Iku's in one, Montwood's in the other, and Rixer's standing on the shore, like, holding the canoes, ready to push them off.
She won't let us off the canoes. She's all business. Just
You're ready to just book it as
Yeah.
soon as you possibly have
Yeah.
to. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys find like you have to like toss the pack to Mountwood, who's in the canoe a little bit. Rixer's just like ready to go.
How would you guys feel about heading downriver? We only saw some perimeter traps, but we figured it would be better if the 5 of us broke down 2 tents instead of the 2 of us breaking down 2 tents. How would you feel about docking up by the other canoes and getting the tents real quick? Or do you guys not care about getting rained on?
And that's what we had the tarp for.
That's true.
Sounds like a good idea. We should do that.
Okay.
I am in agreement.
Brielle will say, well, we're docked up there. We can check the boats too.
Yeah.
And make sure that they're useful.
Good idea. We can get a closer look at the boats too while we're all there.
Okay.
Cool.
Be cautious. There was signs of a struggle, but no blood. So something sneaky's going on.
Okay.
All right. So you guys get in the boats. You're able to paddle your way, upstream basically to the other campsite. You can, beach your boats right next to the other 2 canoes that
Beach
you already
your
saw.
boat.
Thanks,
Sorry.
Dana. Thanks, Dana.
Wow.
Yeah, there you are.
Wow.
You're sitting next to 2 other canoes. You're back at the campsite.
Okay.
What?
Doesn't even make any
It
sense.
doesn't know.
Why don't I look through the canoes since I'm less help with the taller parts of the tents?
Fair.
Okay. So you got you 4, so you 3 plus you can go start breaking the tents down,
Yep.
and you find that they seem like they're designed to be taken apart and reconstructed pretty thoroughly. You take apart the wooden struts and frame features, and you can kind of bundle them and then wrap the tarp basically around it that makes up the outer skin of the tent. As you're doing that, Gilly can go through the canoes. The canoes are really beat up.
Okay.
You can kind of look them over and maybe even like push them in the water and just examine them pretty thoroughly. You're pretty sure they both will float and still work. One of them, you can see his on the inside has been patched and repatched numerous times.
Okay.
So use it, at your own risk. The other one, it's got a great big like scrape along the upper top of it, up on the outside, but it doesn't seem to have affected the inside of it at all. It seems to hold, it hasn't got any patches on the inside of it.
Okay.
You find a cache of basically food. You find what looks like was probably something that was hunted that is now really gross.
Mm.
And you see some rotten food in there, but there's also a fairly large pouch full of dried rations. And you can find 8 days worth of rations. That's for one person, so.
Right.
But
Now, for my record, is the nasty rotting stuff in the patched up boat or in the okay boat?
I mean, truthfully, I guess there would be some in each.
Okay. I will try to move the gross stuff out of the not patched boat.
Sure. You find a couple large, not large, 5-gallon like kegs, essentially casks. I think a cask is a better word to use.
Okay.
You can kind of like pick them up. They're heavy. You can hear something sloshing around them. You find two of those casks.
Okay.
Both of which seem to contain liquid.
Okay. Put those in the non-patched up boat.
And then what else did I say that you found? You find a pack of bolts.
Non-patched up boat.
Crossbow bolts.
Yep, crossbow bolts. And you find it's like a leather belt that has got 4 daggers slipped into it.
Mm. Put that in the non-patched up boat.
But that's what you find in the boats.
Okay. Well,
What was the casks things you two were talking
there
about?
were 2 5-gallon casks, and I can hear something liquid in them.
But we don't know how much liquid.
Or what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
They've
So-
got like plugs, and they're both plugged shut.
Okay.
So
Can
you-
I unplug?
Yeah.
There we go. So I will wiggle one of the plugs free
Sure.
and smell the cork.
You guys have had Tej at this point, right?
Yeah.
Smells like Tej.
Clog it, cork it back up. The other one, take it off and smell the cork.
It smells like extremely faint leak Tej.
Oh. Smell the inside?
Really, you can get the whiff of Tej. You kind of get the feeling that maybe there used to be Tej in here, and it's been refilled with.
Uh-huh.
I mean, if you kind of like dip your finger in there or something, it's water.
Okay. Clog it back up.
It's Tej flavored water.
We'll say it's full. 5 gallons of water.
Okay.
Wow.
And the other one has got,
But we don't know if it's clean.
we'll say 3 gallons. 3 gallons of Tej.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I'll wait until the party is done.
How much Tej?
3
Three.
gallons.
3 gallons.
Dana?
So, the broken tent, is, because you said, like, the, fabric was ripped and everything, to, like, is the frame of it, the wooden frame of it, are they dry?
Oh,
'Cause,
yeah.
like, I don't know how long, how long it's been, if it's rained on it, etc.
No, it's dry. I mean, you had,
Okay.
the whole day before there was no rain, so
Okay.
it's dry.
And so then the canvas would be pretty dry, too.
Sure.
Okay. So, after we're done packing up the tents, Rixer's going to go over to the broken tent and kind of break the pieces of wood into like 1.5-ish, 2 feet pieces, and then use a bigger piece of the canvas to like bundle them up and make so that they're like completely wrapped in it and tie rope around it, so that we'll have some dry wood
Sure.
if we ever need it.
Under the broken tent, you find a very disheveled and beaten up sleeping like bedroll, basically.
Oh.
But you find, Danny, roll me a D100.
Oh.
Do you want to write down the bundle of wood? Dry wood?
Oh, yeah. We'll know
Just-
Sleeping dragon.
58.
58. That's dumb. Roll me a different one.
96.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice. When that
that's
stuff
good.
happens.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Can be either really good or really bad.
I don't know even how to describe this because This is not a thing I have ever dealt with.
So we're still gonna take that bedroll and like pick it up by the end and like shake it really good. I'm like looking at it and then just like
this
throw it
thing falls
aside.
out. Clink, 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 clink.
You find a clay jar.
Okay.
It's about 3 inches in diameter.
Okay.
And it has a very stylized sun symbol engraved in the lid.
What type? Like, is it like a cork that has it on there, or is
It's
it
like
like
a screw top.
Oh, okay. But it's all clay.
So clay, ceramic,
Oh, okay.
porcelain,
Okay.
maybe kind
Okay.
of feel to it.
What, like, whenever I shake it, does it sound like there's anything in it?
If you were to shake it, you would not hear anything.
Okay. So I'm gonna, like, open it up kind of slowly, like, hold it away from me, because magic's some weird shit, and, like, open it up really slowly.
Sure.
Like a pop that just got rolled around.
And the genie comes out and kills us all.
Yeah, I like that idea. There is a kind of a thick, almost like cream inside of it.
Okay.
It smells faintly of aloe.
I don't think I've ever dealt with this either. I don't know what this is.
So it's like bug juice,
Oh,
but
nice.
No, this is something.
well, like the texture.
Oh, the
of it,
texture, yeah.
It would look to Rixer like
It's full
bug
of,
juice.
it's full of mayonnaise.
It's that glue.
So that's what you
Okay.
see. It's
Um,
kind of a whitish in color.
Okay. And it's full?
It looks like maybe you can see like fingerprints in there, like finger indents.
Okay.
So maybe someone has taken a dose of this out of this.
Okay, so since I see fingerprints in it, I'm put my finger in it.
It's a little bit,
Waxy.
yeah, not really like sticky exactly, but it does kind of adhere lightly to your fingertips.
Okay. I'm gonna, like, rub it on my arm a little bit and see if it does anything. or
Now, do you
feels
do like a big dollop, or do you do
No,
just a tiny little
just
bit?
like tiny little bit, like, I don't know, pea size or whatever, and then like rub it on my wrist.
Constitution save.
I'm
You're up in
waiting
the
for it.
flames.
Waiting for it.
For that tiny little bit, like, it has kind of like a cool mentholish
Oh, okay.
tingle to it,
Mm-hmm.
but it very, 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 very faint, and it kind of dissipates almost right away.
Right. Would I'm guessing Richter would know what aloe is and how it can be used and stuff like that, farmers, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like an aloe, you've probably seen it applied to like burns and
Right. Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
It definitely doesn't have like the same color of other
Right.
aloes you've used. but-
Right. But and then with like the coolingness of it, I think Richter would lean toward like it's pretty much you use it the same way as aloe. That's what he would think.
Sure.
All right. Cool.
Do you show this to anybody?
I mean, yeah. Whenever like we gather back together to get back on the canoes, I'll do that.
Okay.
Probably show Gilly.
All right.
Maybe just have her hold on to it.
So we can address that when we get to that point.
Okay.
Cool. So you guys can see, I mean, if you're really paying attention, you might see Richter examining this jar. Otherwise, you can see him wrapping up this busted tent. Mont, anything particular you're doing?
No, just helping take care of the tents. I'll kind of like, this was a really lucky day. Well, not for the previous owners of these things, but lucky for us.
Iku will say, "Oh yes, I feel awful for those who
Yeah, awful.
originally owned these items, but they are in the jungle and they will hopefully help us guide us through on our way." That was badly phrased. but whatever.
Richter's
I
gonna
know, I
scratch
got
his
it.
head. Huh? Keep going.
Gilly is just waving by the canoes.
Something about the law of the jungle. This oldest time.
Iku will see Gilly waving and head over.
Super.
Richter raised
Uh,
back. Hi.
Gilly takes a breath and is like, when Iku comes over, Gilly just shares the things that she found, stating the different, the one that she believes is a water cask and the other one that's a tej cask, and asks if there's any way if we can tell if this water is pure.
Purified food and
I haven't
Um,
done it yet.
right.
That's a great question.
Purified food and drink.
If you cast purified food and drink on the Tej, would it make it water?
are you asking this question,
Are
Kate?
you asking
Hypothetically,
if
in
Clarence
general.
can be Jesus?
That's kind of reverse, I feel like. But yeah, I guess. I mean, because if you have to have water, sort of like I probably for the most part, DM would be like, no, it's Tej. Like, yes, there is
Yeah.
water in it, but it's not going to be enough.
Right.
So, would you hypothetically like be able to cast purified drink and water to turn it into water?
So it
No.
would.
No.
I don't.
Okay.
I would say no.
I
That's
don't-
more of
yeah.
a transmuting thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was
It's
just curious.
just is purified and rendered free of poison and disease.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Do you have that spell?
Not today,
But you could tomorrow.
but I could tomorrow.
Okay.
I thought it was a higher level spell. I
I
was
thought
wrong.
I was thinking
it
it was
was just
too.
an idea.
That's why I
Yeah.
asked if you guys could get excited on what level spell you had. I thought it was a 2.
Into one.
Rixer will follow Iku over, and after Gilly's done saying everything she found, Rixer will show the jar to Gilly. Say, I think it's like aloe, kind of. It was like tingly and cold when I put it on my arm. Here, you can have it.
Do I have enough experience with this type of thing, or do you want me to roll a medicine check?
I want you. Are you trained in Arcana?
Or shouldn't no.
Anybody trained in Arcana?
I debated it, but I
No.
didn't feel like it
Funny,
fit
though.
her backstory.
Iku is going to comment that it's giving off an aura of evocation.
What is that one again?
Protects.
Destroy stuff.
Oh, destroy.
It doesn't necessarily destroy.
It's the magic of energy.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's energy.
Uh,
I
I'll
really
just.
hail that she says destroy
Can I?
stuff. Because it's not. It's not.
I'll just cast identify.
You're cast Identify?
Sure.
Cool.
She's like, I got 6 spell slots now. Let's do this.
Now I gotta pronounce this. It is a jar of, man, I can't
Someone's
say this.
ointment.
Keogtom.
Hold on.
Possessive S.
Hold on.
Jar of. Spell that again?
Keogtom.
G.
Coltum's ointment.
Maybe Keotum's ointment?
Kyotum.
Kyotum? Yeah, Kyotum.
Well, it's Keotum's ointment.
Kyotum.
What are its properties?
Yes.
As an action, 1 dose of the ointment can be swallowed or applied to the skin. The creature the creature that receives it regains 2d8 plus 2 hit points,
What?
Oh, wow.
ceases to be poisoned, and is cured of any disease.
Whoa.
Wow.
How many
Whoa.
applications are in the jar?
Nice
4.
roll, Dana.
So
There are 4 applications.
Nice.
2d8 plus
2.
2 hit points. Cured of poison.
And the previous owner didn't use any.
There's definitely like finger marks.
There's 4 applications left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has been used.
And disease?
Correct. Cured of any disease.
Wow. 4 applications left. Shoot dang. Oh, wow.
Is that a good thing?
This is a very good thing.
Well, that's good.
This is awesome.
Guys, I think I found a way to check with the poison if the water's good to drink.
I just
drink
remembered
some.
I can fix it tomorrow.
Apply.
Okay.
Bad water, give me the ointment.
I mean, you wouldn't feel the throat leeches right away.
Right. Take some time. That makes me think of Phil in a jar.
Oh, Phil is long gone.
I know, but it just makes me think of it, that's all.
Yeah. It's a different game.
Just speaking of things being inside of your body, that probably shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Kyle's character decided to lick a moldy wall.
I mean,
It wasn't.
Anyway.
No, that's basically what happened.
Yeah, that's
I mean, like,
exactly what happened.
I feel like there's a little bit more context.
Nope.
But that's basically what
That's
happened.
really basically what happened.
I guess Gilly, once the group kind of gets together, wants to set. So, I found this extra stuff, which I just described to you all. Do we want to take an extra canoe, or do we want to divide these things in between? If we want to take an extra canoe, I would recommend this one, the one I've already loaded.
Okay, sounds good.
Do we
Yeah.
want to worry about an extra canoe?
And we can tie it off.
Yeah, we can tie it up. You're right. Okay. Yay,
think it's a good
extra
idea.
stuff.
Cool. So you guys just, I mean, somebody else's misfortune is your fortune, I guess.
Pretty much.
Right?
I have a theory.
Is it a dancing demon? Never mind.
What?
Carry on.
I have a theory that this is a shared universe, and that camp belonged to some other adventuring group that you ran for.
I have never run TOA. Well, no, I've never run TOA before.
Right. Okay.
Are you gonna roll insight on that?
Yeah.
It's the DM lying to me.
15.
You should probably always assume the DM is lying to you.
But it's Kyle, anyways.
Yeah.
I totally didn't just say, like, I've never dealt with this ointment before. Alright, so, you guys explored a new campsite. You got some new stuff. You got kind of a magic ointment to cure all of your magical, I don't know,
To cure what ails you?
to cure what ails you, whatever. I think we're gonna wrap up here before you guys get onto your boat. Boats plural. Are you taking the extra boat?
Yeah, we are
Taking the
taking the
third
extra
boat.
boat, yeah.
Alright.
Loop boat.
Yeah.
Never mind, I guess we can decide later. I was gonna say which one are we gonna tie it to, but we can decide that later.
Yeah, or like one of you guys could get on there and row too. I mean, we can figure that out.
True.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out next week.
Okay.
Alright, so if you like what we do here, you can follow us on all kinds of instant media, social media. I don't know what it's called. So, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Twitter.
Search out Monday Night TPK and you'll probably hit upon us.
We pop up on Google searches.
Ooh, we pop up on Google searches now.
Mm-hmm.
What?
You can also find us on like iTunes and Google
Play.
Podcast. But you've already found us if you're hearing this, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So as always, thank you for joining us at our table, and have a good night.
Goodbye.